How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Two Dudes and a Wrench. I'm Jeff, and it's just me at the moment. First and foremost, just want to apologize for the lack of content that's been coming out recently. Brent and I have just been super busy with just life and work and everything else, and I've been really saving up some money trying to get all the stuff together for the project we're doing today. And if you didn't tell by the video's title already, we are putting a new motor inside my Prelude. So let's take a look at that. Alright guys, I just got home. Got the engine in the passenger seat, but it needs to go here. So I'm gonna start cleaning up. Probably do a little time lapse of cleaning. And I'll get to you guys in a minute, showing you everything about the motor and some of the updates on my car. Alright, so we got it all in. So this, my friends, is an H23 VTEC. Kind of European Accord came with these. These are kind of the mystery motor. And it looks like it's in really good shape. It's got brand new oil pan gasket. If we come around over here, that rear main seal is brand spanking new. The timing belt's brand new. The water pump is brand new. And apparently they swapped out brand new oil pump with the USDM version, so it has a crank angle sensor on it. So yeah, it just saved me time and money. Picked that up. I got the block for $300. I got a half shaft, clutch cover or pressure plate bolts, and flywheel bolts. Saved myself $80 buying those new, so I can get this all together outside of the car. And yeah, so now we just gotta wait for next week. I'm gonna pick up a clutch kit, and we'll get a transmission a week after that. This is the motor we got for the Prelude. A little bit about it. It's a H23A VTEC block with the H22 head and Type S cams. I put a new head gasket on it. It's got a new oil pan gasket, rear main seal, SETI clutch kit. Placed the oil cooler O-ring, notorious bastard behind here that leaks. Got a new oil pump, water pump, timing belt, and balance shaft belt, new cam seals. Those are OEM Honda. Yeah, that's pretty much it. New valve stem seals. I relapped all the valves. Just did a basic head job. Made sure everything wasn't too worn out. Checked the clearance tolerances on the head. Everything seemed pretty straight there. It was within spec. So, pretty much got it all together. Minus the pieces I'm going to have to take off of my current motor in my car, like the valve cover gasket, intake, and timing belt cover, and etc. And the knock sensor, which is snapped off right there. But yeah, so this has been quite a bit of a project, and I've been slowly just kind of piecing this together one thing at a time. I picked up the block for about $300 complete. It was a running motor. However, the guy I'm buying parts for my Prelude off of was willing to sell me just the block. Took the head off, and then I already had the head because I was planning on putting that head on this motor because I thought the valve stem seals were shot. And they are, but the piston rings are definitely done in here too. So it's time for that to go. But before I get started on pulling off shit on the car, I got to do a valve timing adjustment on this thing. It's easier to do it while it's out in the open like it is now. So we'll get that done, and then we'll get started on the Prelude, getting the wiring undone, getting out all the hosing and all the fluids. So stay tuned. got all the valve timing adjusted on the new motor. And I already went ahead and pulled the battery from the battery tray. Kind of spun the intake out of the way. Just following my service manual here, just doing what it says to do step by step. So next thing's going to be battery cables, and the engine harness. It's actually pretty cool. It gives you all diagrams and everything. You can find this online. I think I found it on what was it, preludezone.com or something like that, one of the forums. Yeah. Got the intake all the way out, the battery tray out, engine harness is all unplugged, all vacuum lines up there are undone, power steering pump is off and out of the way. So I do pull out that alternator and the fuel rail, or the fuel lines rather, and then let's see, a little update here. For those of you who've never had to pull an AC compressor off, do it properly. I just had it explode everywhere, like all up in my face, and I did not think there was any pressure left in this system. It has not worked since I bought the car. The compressor's bad. Well, tell you what, man, there was still a ton of pressure in that. Got the alternator out though. Got the lines off, so you're getting there. Holy shit, though. Until I booked it to the sink and rinsed myself off as quick as possible. Hopefully, this doesn't affect my eye or anything. It kind of hurts. I guess we'll find out, right? Lesson learned. Alright, guys. I'm back. Got the radiator out. I got the shifter brackets undone. And the ATTS cooler lines off the radiator. I'm okay, by the way. My eye feels fine now. I literally went from here right to the sink as soon as that hit my face. So I think I washed it out fast enough. I'm alright. So I'm gonna keep going. As you can see, it's quite a bit later now. It's dark outside, and I finally got this off. It's a bolt that was right here, kind of hidden up on the back. Right in here, did not want to come loose. I just wanted to round off and strip, and yeah, finally got it though with the breaker bar. Brandon came by for a minute and dropped off that breaker bar right there, and some chain for me to lift the motor with. But so I got the exhaust manifold off. It's kind of just resting on the new one. Got the distributor off and mounted onto the new motor. VTEC solenoids off and mounted on the new motor. If you come over here, I don't know where we left off last, but AC condenser and compressor out. Most of the lines are out, except for the one big one. There goes my light. I got the passenger side axle out of, I can't see shit. I got the, here we go, light. I got the passenger side axle out of the transmission, so For this one, luckily I don't have to undo the axle nut, just kind of undid the upper ball joint and the tie rod end and swiveled it out of the way and undid the brackets for these, the brake line and the ABS wire. On the other side, I just finally got off the axle nut over here that was giving me trouble a couple weeks ago when I went to replace the axle and decided not to do it. So I staked it incorrectly and it just wasn't sitting right, but that's off. A whole bunch of moisture in there, so I was just heating the out of that with the propane torch, but it worked. That came off, and yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty much it for tonight. It's a new day, and I think I left you guys off. I still had the axle and everything in on this side. I've been going at it for a couple hours, and I've got her free, so I'm one man in this out right now, just a little bit at a time, and then holding this because we're going downhill slightly. So yeah, it's nasty. Look at this. Oh, just blown head gasket yumminess. Oh, it's so bad. This whole thing is just caked in oil and grease. A little ATTS unit there. Cool little system. It's just a bitch to work on anything, and no wonder it shakes. We're missing a bolt there, down there. Oh my god. And this, that's not loose yet, but if you look back here, we're missing bolt here, bolt there, bolt down there, and up here. Literally one bolt holding on the entire rear mounting bracket on the bottom. Well, glad this is out of here. So I'm gonna get this thing out, off to the side, and get everything I need off of it. Holy crap, okay, it's been about 6 hours since the last update in this video. This is the new motor, same valve cover, got everything moved over, wired everything up. Fortunately, my knock sensor back there split apart while I was pulling it apart. I kind of checked it out, and it was just two little solders that snapped, so I re-soldered those, so hoping that works. Praying that works, really. I still need to move the pulley over from the old motor over there. I ended up having a problem with the cams again on this. Ended up not being able to use the cams I picked up. Had to use the ones out of my old motor there. They turn nice and free now, so it is what it is. It's gonna run. That's what matters. Yeah, all the wiring's hooked up. See, I got the ATTS unit all unhooked and disconnected. It's actually pretty small for how big of a pain in the ass this thing is to get around. The axle stub's still attached to it. Got the motor all ripped apart. Got everything off this thing I needed. And then the, so yeah, look at that. That's all coming from right along there, all the way across. Head gasket. So the piston rings may be okay in this motor. The head gasket's f***ed though. That's why it was leaving drips all over the ground every time I parked it. And the inside of the bell housing and the trans is just full of it. I'm sure this clutch is just supposedly new. It's just soaked in oil on the flywheel. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and get this bolt it in before it gets too late, and then call it a night for tonight and finish it up tomorrow. So I'll get back to you guys once I have this in there. Alright, so it's about 11 o'clock. I had all 4 mounts bolted down. She's in, boys. She is in. So tomorrow I'm plumbing everything up, wiring it all up in the morning, and see if this thing starts and runs. Hope it does.